Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lana and today I'm talking about a few things that you should do to get your finances all wrapped up at the end of the year. So if you're wondering, what am I forgetting? What should I be thinking about at this time of year? This video will walk you through that. On this channel, I talk simplifying money and home to empower you to take charge of your financial future. If you need content like that in your life, please hit that subscribe button so that YouTube lets you know whenever I upload a new video. So it's the end of the year and you want to make sure that you check all your boxes before it's too late. So here are the things that we are thinking about this year. So first up, we are doing a year review. This does not have to be any fancier than works for you. But if you want to go all out and examine everything that you guys have done in the last year, go for it. But if also all you want to do is just like a little mental check, oh, we met this goal or we didn't meet that goal. So I'm thinking about, how did we do? What are some of the financial moves we made this year? What are some of the goals that we had and did we actually meet them? Were those helpful goals and actually getting us to save more money or invest more money or whatever our goal was? Did it work? And then I'm also kind of keeping in mind, how could we have done that better? So this isn't necessarily a plan the next year video. I'll do one of those later, but we're just reflecting on the last year and thinking, if I had tweaked that goal a little bit, how could we have achieved greater success with that? Did we make our goal too big? Did we make our goal too small? Did we get bored with our goal because we couldn't see it on our fridge? Or was our tracking method hiding? As I'm reflecting on our financial year, I'm kind of noticing that I like to change gears a lot. I'm like, okay, let's go for this. And then we go for that. And then I'm like, okay, now let's go for something else. So we definitely achieved some longer term goals that we were thinking about. But in the short term, I can see myself definitely being a little bit unfocused. But also it was definitely a big year for us because we had a baby and all the hormones that come along with that. You can't blame me for being a little bit unsteady. Also, this year was definitely different for us because of the baby and we didn't know how all that was going to go and how that was going to financially impact us. So we kind of held off on a lot of goals, just trying to save money to make sure we had a nice cushioned emergency fund in case the baby was not okay or needed special care. So while you're doing your year review, be sure to give yourself lots of grace and just kind of look at, why did things happen the way that they did, so that you can learn from the experience and do better in the future. So yes, we kind of had this weird year where we're kind of just waiting for the baby to come, but we did save money during that time, and then after the baby came, then we kind of reallocated some of that savings money because we didn't end up needing it for our medical bills. The next thing we are thinking about at the end of the year here is maxing out our retirement accounts. So my favorite type of retirement account is Roth IRAs, and they have a very set amount of money that you can contribute each year. I believe it's $6,000 this year. So we want to be thinking, how far away are we from fully funding that, and do we have the funds to do that before the end of the year? So with the Roth IRA, you can contribute until the tax season is over to last year's Roth IRA, but I kind of like to have a nice ending to the year and just start fresh in January. We are looking at our savings account and kind of taking account of what's in there, how much emergency savings we need to be keeping in there, and what extra we might be able to save before the end of the year to put in those Roth IRAs. You also might have a 401k that you are thinking about adding a little bit extra to at the end of the year. And if your employer has matching up to a certain amount, perhaps that could be a good goal to aim for at the end of the year. The other thing we want to finalize before the end of the year is any gifts or donations that we are making, because that will affect our taxes when we start doing those. I'm not sure if we are going to be able to 100% max out our Roth IRAs, but we are evaluating that at this time and seeing what we can do before it's too late. The next thing we are doing here at the end of the year is auditing our accounts. So I'm talking about our credit cards, our our bank statements, stuff like that. We're checking them out, looking more specifically in there, looking for subscriptions that we forgot about, that we didn't cancel. We're looking for overcharges. We're looking for things we didn't buy. We're looking for rogue charges. Anything out of the ordinary in any of our accounts. Of course, this is great to do on a regular basis, but the end of the year can be a really nice time to remember to do this. It can also be great to just kind of glance at all your purchases and notice trends that you might not have noticed before, because perhaps you're budgeting on a piece of paper, but when you look at your credit card statement, you're like, whoa, we spent a lot of money doing this particular thing, or buying things on Amazon, so that you can adjust this if you don't want to be doing that as much in the next year. Next up, we are taking a closer look at our insurance and our bills. So about every 6 months or once a year, we are trying to look at our bills and see if there is a cheaper way to do them. Is there a way to lower our phone bill? Phone companies are often coming out with new promotions or new plans. They're trying to stay competitive. So take advantage of them staying competitive, check out what their new plans are, see if you could switch and save that way, or would suddenly it be way more beneficial to switch phone companies altogether? Could you save a ton of money doing that and it would still work for your life? We're just checking those things out. Insurance is also a big one. We have lots of different kinds of insurance. We have homeowners insurance, we have life insurance, we have car insurance, you know, the list goes on. So we're just taking a brief look at those different kinds of insurances and seeing if there is a brilliant deal out there that might be worth our time to switch to. So if you find a brilliant deal on car insurance that you didn't know about and it would be half as expensive, it would definitely be worth your time to lower that monthly bill and switch to that. You do have to be careful, as not all plans have the same amount of coverage. So you have to try to compare apples to apples, because some plans for car insurance could be a lot cheaper, but you might be getting a lot less coverage for that cheaper rate. And you have to decide if that is something that you're willing to do. Also, check out your internet bill and see if there are any options to reduce that or switch companies. We actually just recently switched to the T-Mobile Tower Internet. This is not sponsored, but it has been really awesome. And switching to the T-Mobile Internet has saved us about $20 a month, which is pretty awesome. And the last thing I am doing to wrap up this financial year is to calculate our net worth. So I made a whole video about all the nitty-gritty about exactly how to calculate your net worth. So check that video out if you need some help step by step getting to that number. Basically, to calculate your net worth, you're calculating how much the things you own are worth, and then you are subtracting all of your loan balances from that to find the number of your net worth. And write this down somewhere and put the date next to it so that you can watch your net worth grow and see how much progress you have made over the last year. So perhaps you did this at the beginning of last year, so now you can look back and see how much your net worth has grown, and that can be super exciting. And don't be deterred from calculating your net worth, even if you think you have a negative net worth or if you have a bunch of student loans. It's still great to see your progress, even if everything is still in the negative a little bit. And it will make it even more exciting when your net worth goes positive and you get to see your net worth start to grow exponentially as your investments grow and your retirement accounts grow and all of that. So calculate your net worth even if you are in deep debt. What other things are you doing to wrap up your financial year? Let me know down in the comments. It really helps this video out when you hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so that YouTube shows you my new videos. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.